In news from the courts tonight, proceedings today in the Frank Smith bribery and extortion trial. An inquiry was made by the defense for the record to be read as some of those matters concern the court. This includes the date when Smith and the prosecution's star witness, Barbara Hanna, met. This prompted calls from the defense to throw the case out. Fern Carey has full details.
During the proceedings, the lead attorney for Frank Smith, Keith Knight QC, suggested that the former Public Hospitals Authority chairman should be acquitted. He suggested that the evidence of the prosecution's star witness, cleaning company owner Barbara Hanna, is inconsistent with the allegations against Smith. The Queen's Counsel also suggested that the evidence is out of reason and tenuous at best and undermines the prosecution's case. He then invited Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson-Pratt to take into account Hanna's conduct in the case and the evidence which he suggested was contradictory. Knight also indicated that the evidence in the case does not reveal any reason for Smith to ask Hanna for money, noting that there is not the slightest suggestion of a demand or conditions being made. Knight said Hanna knew other lending institutions in the country and even benefited from loans from these institutions. However, she went to Smith's company to borrow money, even though she claimed she was being extorted by him. Knight said Hanna also testified that she went through all the right channels to get the more than $500,000 contract to clean the critical care block at the Princess Margaret Hospital, evidence which he said undermines the evidence about extortion and bribery. Regarding Hanna's testimony that she felt she was being used in the case, Knight said Hanna called the Minister of Health, Dr. Dwayne Sands, and informed him that she was applying for the cleaning contract, and the minister said he would see that the process was fair. Knight suggested that the health minister would have had to intermingle in the tender process. He then suggested that when examining the evidence of Hanna, the process through which the contract was awarded to her, and the evidence of the Minister of Health and National Security Minister Marvin Dames and their conduct, something is amiss. He also questioned what made Hanna's contract so special. Knight also indicated that something went amiss with the call log while it was in the custody of the police. The log was supposed to show that telephone calls between Smith and Hanna were inappropriate. However, the call log was abandoned by the prosecution. Highlighting other contradictions in the Crown's case, Knight said when a complainant goes to the police station to make a complaint, they have a particular intent. However, he said Hanna testified that when she went to the police station, she did not have the slightest idea as to why she was there. He concluded that the statement she gave to the police was what they told her. For these reasons, he stressed that Frank Smith should be acquitted. However, lead prosecutor Edward Jenkins QC did not agree. He invited the court to consider the evidence in the case as a whole, including the demeanor of the witnesses, and call on Smith to mount a defense. Regarding the bribery allegation, he said there is evidence that Smith met with Hanna prior to her being awarded the contract, and he suggested that Hanna was an honest witness who was just mistaken in her timeline as to when she met Smith. Jenkins also invited the court to take Hanna at her word when she said that she was paying Smith $5,000 a month in extortion money. Jenkins also noted that there is sufficient evidence in the case to which a reasonable tribunal can convict. The case continues before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson-Pratt. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.